Annyeonghaseyo.
I'm Marshall.
I'm Ariel.
And we're
Soju for Two.
Okay, so this is our this week update,
Yay.
and we actually don't have that many going on right now. We will add more though. Everybody knows August is going to be an excellent month for new dramas.
Have Faith with Lee Min-ho. We have
Hana Kimi,
To the Beautiful
To the
You.
Beautiful You, yeah.
With,
Wrong name.
Also with Min-ho.
Yeah.
So we are really excited.
Yeah.
So the ones that we're still watching are, and we're adding a new one. So
Yeah.
we're going to talk about that at the end. But number one this week again.
Bridal Mask.
Bridal Mask. Still holding
Okay,
strong.
So we knew like at the beginning of this one, or at the end of last week's episode of 17.
We were getting to the good bit.
Yeah, because there's finally the reveal, and then like it did not disappoint. I feel like I actually got more. Like I was kind of like, wait, there's so much good stuff happening, and it really is a lot of good stuff. Obviously, like this is a drama that I feel like I can't wait each week to see what's gonna happen. This is also one of those ones I wish I wouldn't have watched week by week, and I wish I would just watch it all in one sitting, because I feel like this is one of those ones where you wouldn't sleep because it's like so good.
It's so good. And honestly, like this week we had the kiss. Spoiler alert, guys.
I know, right? It's 18 episodes. I was talking to my husband about it. I'm like, there's finally a kiss this week, and he's like, how many episodes you watched? 18. Yeah.
It took a while, but it was really good. And I mean, it's just like his emotions are now he's like a lot more soft and emotional.
It's really excellent.
And the end of this one was really dramatic. Okay, clearly it's not him.
No. Yeah.
I just need to say this because I can just tell by his lips.
Yeah, right.
It's not him. So yeah, we'll see about all the rest.
I mean,
of that.
I'm one of those. I guess maybe we're both one of those people that if somebody's wearing a mask, I can still tell what they look like.
That's why we never understood masquerade movies.
No, or like I don't know, or Batman. Like you can't tell like his mouth or like his second half of his jaw. Like I never understand.
I remember this one episode of Gossip Girl when she had a mask on. It's like, wait, because she has a mask, you can't tell it's like lively.
I guess you just have to like suspend disbelief.
Yeah, that's true.
But
anyway, so he wasn't him, guys. Don't worry, we'll give you a spoiler there.
Yeah, right.
Number two,
so I Need Romance 2.
This show is amazing.
Yeah.
Now, for me, honestly, the kind of like storyline, the way it's gone, is completely different than the first one.
And I think the acting is so much better.
It's so much better. It's like it still has that sort of like fun, like talking about romance thing, but the type of things, you know, with the sister passing away and with the sort of the more mature relationship. I mean, the way she's having to deal with, you know, the second lead whom we love, and at the end, I was so heartbroken for him.
I think it's just so much more compelling.
Yeah, and we've come
like the character
so much more. I mean, the male lead, like at first you think he's just a commitment phobe, but now you find out it's like the reason he was doing it for her own good. Yeah. Like it's just become really great.
The heartbreak in this is like so dramatic, and it's just
far less funny than I thought it was gonna be, and far more like excellent acting. And we also saw the main female lead for this in The Crucible this week, which we're gonna review.
Yeah, oh my gosh,
and we love her acting. She's amazing. So. Awesome. Number 3
is Sprout.
Okay.
This is so cute. Now, this is the one, again, like we were saying before, it is a younger drama, but I do think, like, right away you're kind of having a lot of action very early on in this, and I know because it's a Japanese show, it really won't have that many episodes, so things do have to happen quickly, but because it's only 20-some minutes, I feel like a lot is packed in 20-some minutes, and this is, like, the cute date episode, or, like, you know, kind of double date, and obviously we've learned a lot more complicated information about the couples, and clearly the second female lead has had a crush on, you know, the second male lead, and I mean it's very interesting how kind of it's all playing out.
And we still love the way that they're, you know, using the music, the way that they have the sort of diary thing happening. I mean, it just feels like a first love, and
I think the next week's episodes are gonna be great. I mean, it's sort of that summer love. Like I feel like this is perfect.
It is so short. Yeah. Honestly, I wish this was longer, but it's only like 20 minutes long. It's super fast. So if you're looking for a quick, really cute drama. This is it, but it still has a really, you know, I think a good heart to it. I guess the biggest issue with this is just finding it sub fast, and that's the hardest thing. I mean, it's 20 minutes. You'd figure like people would be jump on that to sub it, but it's really hard. So if this one needs support. I think it's a really good one. Sub fast, guys. Okay, so next is Rich Man, Poor Woman. Yes, and this is. I mean, I feel like this was also a great week for this. Obviously, a lot more like drama. You know, at the end of last week's episode, we were like, what's gonna happen? But I think they're doing a great job for this one of sort of making you interested in both characters and really like unraveling it in an interesting way. And what's good about her is that she's like this super intelligent person who's also kind of like sort of maybe she's like an idiot savant. Like she's really like clumsy and silly, but she's also like has a photographic memory. Yeah. And I think it's just like their dynamic is great, and the way they were working together. I mean, it's just such a cute show. I know initially we compared this to sort of Protect the Boss, but I think it's less like that because they're both sort of strange.
change.
Yeah.
In Protect the Boss, she's just sort of really level-headed and just, like, has had a rough start. Whereas this girl, I think, is, like, a little socially awkward, so it's kind of like putting two weird people together and see what happens.
Yeah, it's great.
It's really interesting.
And then we also have, we have the love triangle fully developed, which we can tell that early on.
The second female lead, I love her. I mean, we've seen her in so many things that we loved. She's a great actress, and I kind of, like, while I've been watching this, kind of been rooting for her in a weird way, because I think that she's really awesome. Obviously, we're going to want the main female lead to end up with him, but I do kind of have, like...
And spoiler alert, guys, we had a kiss right off the bat.
I know, right? So. These Japanese ones are not disappointing. No, Sprout, there was, like, a kiss, like, right away. Like, come on. It's so awesome.
Very good, guys. Yeah. Okay, so number... 6 this week is Dr. Jin.
Now, this is really only 6 for us because we're a little confused about what's going on. And I feel like it will get unraveled at the end. You know, we are going to, like, get clarified. Right now, we're just super confused. How this ended, this, you know, 2 episodes was really confusing for us, upsetting. We don't really know what's happening at the moment. So I think that this is one of those ones where a lot hangs in the last 2 episodes. Right?
It does. And I think whether or not we're going to really love this and it's going to be like a 9 drama or whether or not it's going to be like a 7. I think it just all depends on the
2 episodes.
On the finale, because the way they wrap this up is going to be really important.
Yeah. You know, for me, it's kind of a little bit like at the moment, like Secret Garden. There's so much happening that, like, unless it's summed up really well, it'll be confusing. You know how Secret Garden sums everything up, like, beautifully. So I hope it does that, because I do think this is an interesting show. It's just a little strange.
And I do have to say, my biggest disappointment right now is that there's been no romance whatsoever. And even though it's like a really romantic show, like you know, they love each other. It's like, come on,
guys. The image for this is
misleading.
Yeah,
it's misleading.
And then too about the religion thing. I mean, I think we should talk about that. The whole Christianity, you know, influx of the foreigner and like the destruction.
And I've been doing a lot of like really Korean history studies right now, so this is fascinating to me. I like how they're incorporating it. I think it's a difficult like thing to be incorporating, and but I do think this episode this week was a little bit more confusing than other ones. They weren't making the actual history clear. But I think it's good to just people, like, for people like us, like foreigners, to hear the history, to get an understanding.
Bless you. Sorry.
So, yeah, it's an interesting drama. It's a lot more historical.
I did feel kind of, like, a little guilty watching this. I'm like, oh, so, like, I'm a foreigner watching this show. I felt kind of, like, a little bad or something. Like, or, like, the influx.
Well, history has that approach,
unfortunately.
So, but honestly, I'd say this drama is more of a history medical than a romance. So, keep that in mind if you haven't started it yet. That's where it's going.
Okay, so the last one we're going to talk about is what we started watching.
And this is Reply 1997. Now, it's only half subbed on DramaCrazy.net right now. I watched the whole thing, though, because I can kind of understand. I understand enough now of Korean to understand it. But I would say this looks great. And we're going to do watching now as soon as it's up fully subbed so she can watch it. But we're really excited about this. Now, we had the main male lead was actually in
Love Rain.
And he was like the rocker in Love Rain, and I loved him. So, I'm really happy to see him in this. And then the female lead we've never seen before, but she's really spunky and she's great. Now, the premise for this show is kind of like, it's about basically the band like H.O.T., and it's 1997, and she is a devoted fan. It sort of goes back between the present and 1997, so we're getting both sides. And clearly, he's kind of like her brother, but not really. I mean, they have different parents, but he's raised with her. And something's going to happen there.
I do feel like this is going to be super intense, though, in like an interesting way, because it's... I always like these time shift ones, and especially about, like, the pop stuff. I mean, that's interesting.
It's hilarious. I mean, she's, like, a total fangirl, and it's adorable, and she's doing all the dancing, and, I mean, we really like that. But it seems to have a really lighthearted side, but also it's going to be intense.
So we'll add this next week, and we get to watch them fully.
Because 4 episodes are up, but they're unsubbed. So.
I hate when it's like that. I mean, some of these take so long to get subbed, and I know if you're in different countries, sometimes it can be so much harder, because I know some videos for us only play, like, certain ways, and, you know, so sometimes finding them subbed can be the hardest part, but, yeah, look around for it.
Okay, check out our K-Week update this week, guys. We have some really funny things we want to talk about with you, and we're also going to have a new tag video, so check those out. I'll put the links down here.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.